Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be discussing some aspects of Ableton, how I set it up and what I find practical, because it's a little bit of challenging to start and especially if you want to do just jam and basically you want to use Ableton as a kind of advanced looping device and music creating device. It's a little bit um, confusing. So I don't have it all figured out myself, but maybe that makes me the perfect person to explain this to you. So we're seeing the screen. So I will go over each aspect um, one by one. We'll start where we start. So first of all, this is your master channel. Right? You will not have these channels. I created them. You will have some channels here. I'm not gonna go over like the essence of tracks and things like that. These things you can figure out for yourself. But first, I would like to call your attention to you have the master channel. These are the instruments on the master channel. I would recommend that you put these two devices here. So a multi-band dynamics device and a limiter. Now you can see what I've done here. This multi-band dynamics device. I have I have disabled the two lower bands, and in the upper band, so basically everything above this splits the incoming frequency spectrum in three regions, right? 1, 2, 3. And I'm saying everything above 10,000 hertz. If that gets a loud volume, so if this gets a loud volume, push it back. Now I'm doing this because I am to protect my ears from feedback. So what I'm gonna do, like this channel vocal loops, you can see when I'm talking, it's actually listening. You know, it's channel 1 is my microphone of this computer, and when I'm talking, it's moving. Now, if I monitor, if I switch this from off to in, what's gonna happen is that basically this channel is gonna take the input from the microphone and output it to the master, this channel, through these devices and then out the speakers, where it will again enter the microphone. So we get a feedback loop. You've heard this many times before when you have some kind of system that goes up, beep, you know, and it can be very loud, and it's bad for your ears, bad for the equipment. So because this feedback loop is something that goes high in frequency, you're gonna see this amplitude go up. So this is my protection. So I'm gonna enable the feedback loop, and it is not being very loud, so probably okay, it's not what I was expecting. So it is sending there. Something is going wrong. It's limited. I hope I don't have to cut this out. So what do we have here? Input config. Yes. That looks very good. Okay. My audio is disabled. I'm not hearing myself. So now, maybe here, sound. There we go. You have the feedback loop. So I was not, and now we can of course hear my voice double, but you hear this. So if I would remove this is gonna go to infinitely, well, to as loud as my system allows. So this is to protect my hearing. So this is the maximum it will go now. So this is a general thing. If you're new to producing, that's actually a good thing to do. So just put that there. This device is the most important, and then you want to put a limiter. I'm not going to put more attention on this because this already took some, took already some time. I'm going to turn off, or at least put lower so we don't have this feedback. There. Okay, so that was first. Then second of all, what I recommend is that you make a track that you call, I'm gonna actually turn this off. You make a track that you call metronome. And here you see a bunch of, individual clips of different colors. So if I go to arrangement view, nice, you can, this is, so I need to press this. If I go up here, So here I have added one color for every 4 bars. So you can, this is to know where in the song I am. So if I now start this transport, let's just do it together. So you just create this structure, right? You call it metronome. Now if I press play, what's gonna happen is here in the metronome I see this little cursor. So when I'm making something, I know where I am. So I know this is bar 1, we just entered bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, and I put bar 4 in red because usually you want to do something again on bar 1, right? Now this structure, so working in let's say a unit of 4 bars, you see I put here also 4 bars. This means, this confused me. This does not mean that the counting, if you start a clip, if I press this, it does not mean that it will take 4 bars for this to start playing. It means it will play this clip when the bar at which we are at is a multiple of 4. So the music will always in time, which actually makes sense. So if I start this, I'm gonna actually wait till I'm gonna start this beat, but until we hit the green thing. Okay, so now I'm started too late, right? So this is now gonna wait because this is 4 until we hit the green bar again, and I'm gonna put a little bit of sound so we can hear it. See? So now, if I, the same is true if I press the stop button. So I'm gonna press the stop button after the green bar. I'm gonna press it now, and it is gonna keep. So I pressed it. It's gonna keep playing until it reaches the green bar, right? So this is, you want to put this as a good way to start. You want to put this on 4 bars, and you want to have a structure that you can see where in the song you are, because I find this very difficult to see, and I don't know all the divisions of 4, especially if you're at bar 351 and you have a split second to think. This is much easier. So you create a track metronome. Now this is always playing conceptually, that's very important. So if I go back to 0, this resets this to bar 0 and it's playing now. So you have to think of as a whole, the bigger concept of how you use this is certain, here there will be already information, right? Certain clips, and they will play. So if these clips actually contain music, well, no, I'm not going to talk about this metronome anymore. I'm going to put something, well, we're just going to create a little clip. I'm going to create a little clip to illustrate this. I'm going to create a little vocal clip here on bar 5, right? So you see the structure is very easy. I'm going to put a 4 bar vocal clip here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, okay, I want to say some other things first. This is how you arm a track for recording. Now I can enable 2 tracks easily without needing the control button, and to do that you go to track preferences, and you have this kind of this record workman thing, and here you can exclusive arm. So here you can do some settings that slightly alter how it works, and this one is arm. You want to do that. I have a guitar and vocals, or maybe keyboard, so I have multiple things I want to be able to record at the same time. Therefore I want to say, okay, I want to arm multiple tracks. So now this would be a typical setup, would be like, okay, my vocal is armed, my guitar is armed. Right now I don't have a guitar with me because I'm in the park, but this would just be some input on your audio interface that will receive the guitar. So conceptually the guitar is the same as a vocal, right? It's an audio signal. Now, okay, we see these 2 things are armed, and you can see that the icon here is a little recording dot, right? Now, what we can do, if you press anywhere at all, well, not a stop button, but anywhere, either recording or play, we're gonna start playing from the position that we're at. So I'm gonna put it at 12. So if I start playing now, this, you can see this, what was already in the arrangement moves, and from that point on we will play. So now I'm gonna play a little beat. the rule it's always gonna align, right? That's with this 4 bars, because of this metronome you can clearly see that it runs. Okay, now we're playing, and the bars are counting, right? In general, I find this too small. In theory, you have to look at that, but it's nearly impossible. I have not found a better solution but this. Maybe if anybody can recommend another solution, some kind of visual way to know where you're at in the song, in the bigger structure, that would be fantastic, but I haven't found it yet. Okay, now we're gonna actually record something, right? So same as stopping or playing a clip, starting or stopping a recording will always happen on a division of 4 bars, right? So we will always start or stop entering this green bar here. So I'm just gonna say, okay, I want to record this, I want to do a vocal loop. Okay, so now it's ready to record and it's waiting. So it only starts to record because this was armed. Okay, now it starts. Now if I stop this, I can already say I can click it again, and clicking it again means stop recording, but of course it's not gonna execute.
Okay, now it starts. Now if I stop this,
I'm gonna turn it down, so it's actually playing now. So that's the thing, if you record something, you can either stop it, so I'm gonna record something again, so it's gonna wait until the green bar. So now with my guitar or whatever I can prepare, right? I can stop it like this, which is now the instruction. You can see it's flashing, so it's waiting to execute this instruction, and it's gonna do it on the green bar there. But alternatively, I can prepare to record something. It's gonna do that on the green bar, and clicking on it again says, okay, from the moment you can, so when you're at the division of 4 bars, stop this clip and start playing. And that's what it's doing. And so that's usually the one you want to use for live performances, or if you're jamming, or okay. So now how do I manage? It's hard, so I'm gonna remove these. Well, I'll let them. So but I wanna, in reality, I have 2 instruments, right? I have my voice and my guitar. So I wanna press record on both of them. I could do that, just have to be a little bit fast. And now, when the green bar arrives, I can play and I can sing, and it's gonna record it. I could give the instruction to both play when we're done, and it's gonna do that. So now this will contain the audio. I could something I just recorded, and okay. But this is of course unpractical, and it takes a little bit of well, with the MIDI controller you could do it, but I'm first gonna use just the program as is. So to do it, we have actually this little button, and this little button says, okay, start recording every track that is currently armed, and do it in the scene that is highlighted. So this thing is called the scene, and you can see this entire, I can highlight the cell, so now this scene is highlighted and this track is highlighted. But if I press this button, it's gonna record here and there, because this is armed and that is armed. So I could map this to an external MIDI controller, I could do it with my mouse, and it's easier to do. So I'm gonna do it, okay, now. So now we see, you have planned both of these clips to record. Right? So now they will start recording on the green one. Okay, now they are recording. And now I can say already, look, by clicking it again, both of them will stop recording and immediately start to play. So this is often what you want. Ideally, I have not found actually to do this, so this is an open question. If you figure this out, please let me know in the comments. What I would like to do is, so now I move to another scene, so I make sure, well, by pressing this, by the way, this is also a little bit confusing, but well, it's half confusing, half not. So if I press this scene button, it's equivalent to clicking all the little buttons here, and these buttons are stop buttons, right? So if nothing is playing here, it's not going to do anything. But in these cases, if this is playing and I press this scene launcher, you see how it became a little bit of a stop button. I'm gonna keep it down. See, I cannot keep it down. It only shows it a very small amount of time. But basically, this is, if this is playing, so I'm gonna wait for this to play, right? It plays on the green bar. And now I press this, it interprets the empty slot, so it says play this empty slot. That's actually because there's nothing there yet. And this is gonna stop that clip from playing. So, but when it's green, by the way, it's playing, right? It doesn't need to be blinking. Blinking is, it's planned to be playing. Okay, so now when I press this, it is gonna stop that clip. So you see, it's ready to stop it. Again, at a division of 4 bars, right? So I can play both of these. They're now scheduled to play. On the green, they're gonna play, right? Now I can schedule them both. I can stop both of those by clicking here. Now it's scheduled both stops, and it will execute that on a division of 4. Okay. Now another thing I can do that is related to this, so I'm gonna say it now. I can do remove stop button. So I am on a Mac now, and I'm kind of still figuring out how a Mac works, to be honest, with the control and the command. I'm a little bit confused, but okay, I manage. So I press Control left mouse click on a Mac. Probably on a Windows it's right mouse click, and then you have options. And I can do remove stop button. So when you do this, it's more clear here also. So these are all stop buttons, right? But it's just nothing playing. So if I do remove stop button, the effect is that if I now launch this, I'm going to launch both of them. Now they're both playing. But if I click this, here is a stop button. So therefore this one will keep playing. This one is going to stop at a division of 4. There we go. Right, so these are, you can remove these stop buttons for things you want to have basically not affected by switching scenes. So things you want to have more constant, or you want to have more control over, but by instead of doing this big bulk operation which is cause a scene. So if I want to go to this scene, okay, it's gonna launch all the clips in there. Okay, so now these are playing, right? So I'm gonna stop them. So now this is the selected, well, once they've stopped, there will be a new selected scene. Okay, now if I press record, both of these start recording. They record. Now I can, if I do this, they're recording, and when the bar gets hit, they're both gonna stop and we're not recording again. Ideally, I would like the option that I say, okay, record of this scene, record your arm tracks, right? Do that when the 4th bar arrives. So we're gonna wait. I hope it's okay that I'm not playing the beat while I'm actually explaining this. But once you have the beat, it actually it's musical, right? Every 4 bars, but it's visual representation very easy. So now I'm recording something. So okay, I'm now ideally what I want to do is go to this scene and record there immediately. But I cannot do that yet because if I press this once, it means stop recording and play them, right? It's gonna do that on the green bar. Now if I press it again, and this is the problem, what it actually does, well, in case of audio, it does nothing, I think. But in case of MIDI, I've looked this up, and it kind of makes sense. So suppose I make a MIDI channel. I'm gonna do this quickly. Insert MIDI channel. Now I don't have any MIDI in here, but okay, the keyboard can be used as MIDI actually. So if I do, if I press here, this little thing. If you press on this little thing, then your keyboard, the letters A through L on a QWERTY, just the middle row of keys. If you press them, you'll see in your middle channel, this is set to all channels, that this is reacting. So you're actually sending MIDI notes there. Right? This is like the C scale on a piano. So I can actually send MIDI, and I can also record on it. So if I arm this track, let me do this. And now I say, okay, let me just remove all of this. Now look, this scene is selected, and I say, okay, I'm gonna play three instruments at once. This is a little bit difficult for one person, but it's very plausible with a band, right? So I say, okay, there, start, when the bar gets hit, when we're at the division of 4, I want you to start recording all of them. Okay, now I'm gonna speak a little bit, and meanwhile, you see, I'm creating MIDI. So it's putting this, while I'm typing, it's putting this in this MIDI channel, right? So I'm just typing some things, and it's putting it in the MIDI channel. Okay, so this is something went a little bit wrong. I hope it's still recording. I don't know why it's no longer putting into. I'm dragging something, or something is wrong. I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna ignore that for now. So this is all recording now. So if I press now, okay, then everything is scheduled to stop and play. So when the green guard gets hit, that is what's happening, and this MIDI is playing. If I press again, what it's gonna actually do is it means overdub. Overdub whatever is already playing, which is what you would want. It's kind of like overdub on a guitar panel. So for the audio, it doesn't really overdub. But for the MIDI, it does. So it allows you to play your MIDI through one time, do the main notes, maybe bass line or whatever, and then when you overdub, add notes. So if I now press record button again, you can see this one. It starts apparently immediately recording. And then but it loops correctly. So now if I can actually add notes. See, I'm actually adding these notes. See, I'm adding this constant note here. Now I've explored this. I haven't explored this in detail because I don't have a MIDI keyboard, but this is the concept. So now I turned off the overdub. Apparently the overdub does is instant, so it doesn't wait for the 4-bar division. Okay. So, but I have not figured it out. So all of this, once you do this, it's actually quite okay. You can quickly build something. You can make, for instance, you then have guitar, a little loop here, a little loop there. There's another thing I need to tell you. So this is also very important. The concept here of these three, off, auto, or in. This is very important. This will confuse you many times. So every channel in general, the thing is actually this. So you have. Okay, a channel has two possibilities of receiving input, right? This is a channel, and a channel is identified by the main aspect of a channel would be the instruments that are on here, right? On here is a whole bunch of instruments with effects. It's not important. Anyway, this is exactly the same as in the hardware reality. You have a cable with some audio signal. You can see it go up and down. That's the current audio signal generated by my voice. It goes through a bunch of processors. And out comes an audio signal. Right? That audio signal here, I can determine the level, how much of that audio signal gets sent through the master. And this master gets sent through some kind of channel on your audio interface or directly to your speakers. This is how it's configured, how your audio I/O is configured. Okay, so the question is, this is an input cable. Where is this cable, this channel, getting its audio from? Well, there are two possibilities, right? One is it gets it from this audio from. So when no clip is playing, right? And I'm gonna put it on the audio, on the audio auto mode. The auto mode means that when no clip is playing, now a clip here is playing, this one is playing. So I'm gonna stop this. Stop. This is a stop button. This is a stop button that's present independent of going up and down. Right. Okay. Now it's reacting to my voice. You see, it's jumping up and down. So now what I'm currently saying is getting in here, and this part, I'm going to call it this part, is being fed into here, into the channel. If I play a clip, this is blocked, and only the audio from the clip. So from the moment this clip is going to hit on bar 4, my voice is no longer here. It's no longer being sent through. Here again. Now you see the clip is being played. I'm going to press stop. I'm just talking, just to making some noise, and you can see that the meter will respond from the moment, there we go, from the moment it's green, the meter responds to my voice. So right, so every channel here has two inputs. Either a clip is playing or an explicit input. And the auto means, if no clip is playing, and I'm on record, I think that's a thing. Yes, so if record is not enabled, it ignores the audio from, it's just silent. If record is enabled, well, if armed, they call it armed, sorry for the bad terminology. If the track is armed, then the audio, then this source audio from is used. If a clip is playing, then that playing clip is the source of audio for this channel. Okay, this is already quite a bit of information, but for me to figure this out, I mean, it was kind of confusing. It's Ableton, I like it, but it's a little bit tricky. So I hope this already helps you a lot. So now pressing this twice, by the way, pressing it once, I believe stops it at its position. There, pressing play again, starts again from 0. What's the point of that? I don't know, this is not clear yet. So if I can also use spacebar, so now I press spacebar. If I press spacebar again, okay, this is probably a configuration. Or it's because it goes back to the clearest, the most close by division of 4. Let's test that. If I press spacebar, so 11, 12. If I press, yeah, it jumps back to 11. 12. I think. Okay. So that's the thing. So you can press one spacebar again. Pressing spacebar again will restart from approximately that location. Which is strange. So it jumps to the beginning of the bar. I see. Can it jump? Will it now go to the? But that's strange, right? Why is it jumping? I would understand if it jumps to division of 4, but it's not jumping. It's jumping to division of 2 for some reason. That got me a little bit confused. I don't know why that is. There is this other setting, and this is a counting. This is not enabled. So that is, I don't know why that is. So again, a mystery. That's why I find it a little bit, to be honest, confusing. You have to kind of figure out the logic behind these things yourself. So that's why I made this video. What else do we have? Yes, so the bigger concept. So now you can basically record clips, play clips, and combine clips into scenes, all into a logical time division of 4 bars, which is suitable for improvising and most music. Definitely for live, this is a very good to actually lively play something. This is a very good place to start, right? That was my intention. Now I'm gonna also explain a little bit more on how now you would. So when on this record button, because this is something that will also trip you up and is very confusing. You think, to record something I will press this record button. But no, that's not its purpose. This record button, what this one does, it suppose you have all the clips, and we're not gonna record any clips. By the way, if I start, all these clips are right now the I don't know how you call this, the tape is not running, right? If I press play, all the clips that are currently in the status of playing will play. So first what I want to do is I want to change my status, what's currently happening. So for instance, I want this to not play when I will click play. So I'm going to first say no. This track, I'm gonna disable this. I want just this play. So now I'm gonna push play, sorry. Okay, now this MIDI is playing as expected. So now I can bring this in, and it will come in later when we're at a multiple of 4. Okay, so you see I can actually just combine little pieces of music. I can bring in this guitar, I think that sounds good. Okay, so now maybe on this something else cool you can do. So now I can actually use my little bits and pieces that I have recorded earlier possibly and make an original arrangement. And it's this aspect actually, so it's the stopping and starting of clips or even moving. So I could, this channel which has guitar X6, which actually sounds quite okay for guitar in my opinion. Although I'm not a professional guitarist, but it's okay for me. So this audio, this unprocessed audio, is now being taken and being put through this channel, right? But apparently there is, obviously no audio in because this records from input 2. It doesn't really exist. I don't know what this means for the moment, but okay, this is how it is. So if I go back to, by the way, pressing the top here of your track shows you the instrument. Pressing a clip shows you the content of the clip, right? If you're confused, because all these little things are confusing in the beginning. So I have my processing here. This is a cool thing you can do. So if, for instance, this could have a different this could be something I played into the guitar. Suppose this could be a different kind of processing. Maybe this has a lot of delay or a lot of distortion, right? Then while I'm performing, I can actually take this clip and it's playing and I can move it there. And so now how this clip sounds will have changed dramatically because its processing has changed. Given, of course, that well, in this case this is on auto, because if it's on in, it only listens to the input signal here. So that would have in reality stopped the clip. If so to do what I wanted to do, this needs to be on auto. Now we see the clip, it's playing. So this way I could actually, this is also a cool way to kind of create variation in your live performance. Create a huge amount of effects or use presets and things like that. This has that effect, right? Just wanted to mention that. So, and it's actually this, so this starting, stopping, moving. When I'm recording, this is what is being written to this. Now, right now, we can see these little arrows, and this is very unlogical to me, because I can understand what they mean when I would be recording, but I do not understand what they mean right now. So now I'm not recording, I'm just playing. So we can think of this song as playing, and on top of that, what I am just doing things. Now I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna, you need to press, this means commit changes. That's actually what it means. So okay, for now I'm just gonna press this, and as I say, when it, in this case it makes no sense. At least I haven't figured out why it is that way. But if I press record, right, so nothing is playing right now. Okay, everything, I put everything to stop. I can also do this. This will just hit stop everywhere. And wait, I just wanna be sure that there is nothing here. There's something here. Let me just have a look. Yes, I don't know. I'm gonna remove this. There. Now. So now I'm here. Now if I record, what's gonna happen? The song is playing, but it's actually writing. Yes. So what is happening now? Okay, I understand now. This is on auto. So it is receiving input. So this input is currently being written to the tracks. So right now I'm recording my voice on these clips. Now I can switch, and I can, for instance, play this little clip. Now this clip is gonna start playing, which is gonna block my voice. And the bar hits screen. There we go. Voice is blocked. Now this clip is playing. I can see the turnaround. Now these actions are being recorded in this. So this is actually now the clip that is being recorded here. The playing of this clip. No, that's not 100% true. I think I'm gonna stop it. I'm not sure. If you stop it now we have again this symbol, and this symbol means that in the last recording session we have altered the content of these tracks. We have altered the content of this track. Do you want to commit these changes? Do you want to keep that content? That's what this means, and this button means, okay, commit all of the changes. So I'm just gonna press here, and this should actually remove this little button, I believe. There we go. So now what I have done is I have I need to check that it is correct. So what do I have? Look, so it has written one part. This I presume is my vocal that it recorded, and this is when I started playing that little clip that was inside vocal loops, 35. So I'm gonna probably this should be 35, the one that I played. There we go. So I played this one. So it did behave as I expect. So when you're recording, when the arrangement recording, I'm gonna call it. This is to record clips, to create little pieces. This is to record how those little pieces are put together in sequence in a bigger whole, which we call a song. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning, and now there is actually something here, right? So you see, now I'm at 1-1, and I am actually gonna, just for clear illustration, I'm gonna select this little clip. I am doing Control click, and I can actually give this a different color. I'm gonna make this green, right? So now if I go back to my clip view and I here change where my position where I currently am in the song, you can see that this region of the track is actually showing what is currently in the arrangement, what's playing. So what's gonna happen now if I altered it now. I shouldn't have done it. I'm gonna do Command Z. I'm hoping that will undo it. Oh, okay, I kinda destroyed it. So I am gonna just try again. I'm recording. So now it's writing again to the arrangement what I'm recording, and I'm gonna this time color this beforehand, yellow. I'm gonna say, okay, play this now. So it's gonna start writing this yellow, I presume, when the green bar arrives. There we go. Well, it's playing this clip now. That's a nice icon actually. So it should be recording this, because I'm recording. Yeah, it is writing this yellow out. So if I now switch to voice again by stopping, if I stop my clips, because I'm an auto, it will automatically take this as its input. If I stop my clip, okay, and there we go. And now it should be writing again my voice, which it is in blue here. So I'm gonna stop all of this. Now he is asking, this symbol means these tracks, the content of this track was changed. Do you want to commit this? Now, yes, I want to commit it. I don't know yet how to not commit it. I knew it once, I forgot it. So any help again in that, clarifying this, is please do in the comments. Okay, I've committed it now. So now I'm gonna go back to the beginning, to 0. By the way, dragging with your mouse you can drag this up or down, which will change the position in the song or arrangement, what you want to call it. There we go. So I'm actually gonna, suppose I let this play for a little while, Now suppose we're playing live and it's cool, right? This drum comes in. I should have programmed this beforehand, but I'm doing it now. Okay, this drum comes in and we can hear it. Okay, this thing is still following what it has in the arrangement, right? So it would do now indeed start this loop 35, but I'm not seeing it started here. It's just playing what we did before, but I can override this. I say, okay, now this time I'm gonna ignore what is already on the track in the arrangement. I'm gonna ignore it and I'm gonna take control. So from the moment I click here, I've actually taken control. Well, from the moment this green bar will hit, I have now done something else than what was already on the arrangement. And therefore, well, it's no longer following. So you could think of it, that's maybe what it means now. This track it's now no longer, its input is no longer what is in the arrangement view, it is what is in the clip view, right? So now I have control of it. Maybe pressing this in this case while I'm not recording means, okay, now again take your input from the arrangement view. It stays in that location, so that makes sense. So now I understand. So I'm to illustrate, I'm gonna copy paste this. Command C on a Mac, I'm not sure about these things. Command V, right? So there we go. So I have some stuff on the arrangement, then I have nothing, then I have some stuff again. So I'm gonna start at 0. I'm gonna play. Okay, so now this track, there's nothing here. So this means its input is coming from what I see right now in the arrangement. But I can override it. I can go here and I see this is playing this blue thing. I don't want to have this blue thing. I want to have this yellow thing. Okay, now it's gonna unfortunately overlap with yellow I put earlier, but okay, the principle is still valid. So now this track has changed status. Now this track is no longer, it's not controlled. So that's the, and I understand it. So this track is now not under control. Well, the input of whatever processing is going on here is not under control of this arrangement track view, but is under control of these little clips. So I could take a clip here, put it there, switch to there, and it's gonna do that. Right? For a moment the green bar is hit. Okay, so now again this clips is under control. Eventually I will reach this point, and I'm hoping maybe I can actually scrub forward. Maybe I can do that. No, I cannot do that. That kind of makes sense, I guess. So I'm guessing pressing this now. So this loop is now playing. There's something playing here, right? Which would have been nice if it was indicated somehow here. But you don't have that visual feedback about which current loop is being played. We just know, like, look, this, what is here is not being played. It is the other side, the clips, that is currently inputting into this track. If this gets hit from the moment the bar is here, I'm gonna hit this command, and this should say that the arrangement view of this track should take back control of this track. So okay, then press it, and that goes instantly. That means now this clip should have stopped. Yes, okay. This makes a lot of sense. It's a little bit confusing, this whole thing. Nobody has actually, at least I haven't found a good video on this. So now it all makes a lot more sense, what auto means and things like that. So auto means if nothing is happening here, blah blah, yes, now it is taking my voice, see? So if I speak, I see this go up and down, it's reacting to my voice. But if I go back here, if I scroll back a little, I can normally do that. I can have this speaker thing, so I say okay, yes, test, it is still listening to my voice, which I would expect it not to do, because it's playing this with that, or it's a coincidence. I'm gonna just be silent. Wait, it's not clear for me. If I do here. Seems to be just quiet. I'm not sure. This is something nice you can do. You can select a clip and then you can increase its gain. It will make it bigger there. So I'm gonna put it very big. Test. No, okay, this is reacting to my voice, which is a little bit strange. So let's maybe put something real there. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna, if you go here, samples, here you have all kinds of little sounds, which if this headphone is pressed in, we should hear. I'm gonna turn on the microphone a little bit, so you're gonna hear my voice double, but now I should hear. Yes, I am hearing. This is some kind of drum loop. Okay. All kind of here. It is not clear yet for me how to see what kind of samples, like subdivisions, which would be very handy. I'm just gonna look for C major. I know then they have progressions on maybe not C major, but just thought I saw something like this. Now I'm gonna go in packs. I don't need a. Sorry guys. I just want some audio. Okay. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna drag it in. And I'm gonna just select it. Command D. I'm gonna do so. Just gonna constantly do this hissing sound. There we go. Now I'm gonna put the start here and start from there. I'm gonna turn off the audio, all the feedback, so you guys can still hear me. So if I now actually just don't speak. Yes. So it is playing this, not my voice. Also my voice is combining both. No, this is. I'm not clear now. This is not clear. I'm gonna cut this movie short already. You know, you need to experiment a little bit yourself, but I hope my tips are very useful. If you like this video, it's my first honest that I've ever made, so just let me know, subscribe, do what you have to do, and if you know more insights, leave them in the comments. It's actually tricky to figure out these things. It's definitely not intuitive, but it does make sense. Sorry for the feedback, guys. It does make sense once you figure out how it's supposed to work. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao.